Welcome to day 9. Today we will look at 1D arrays. D stands for dimensional, one-dimensional arrays, or lists as they are known in Python. First of all, how to make use of the video. 1. You can just watch the video like a TV program. 2. Take notes with pen and paper. Pause the video intermittently. 3. Open up the Python idle editor and type and run the programs. Or you can watch the video several times and do something different each time. It is important to realize there is flexibility and versatility in how you use the videos. Okay, one-dimensional arrays or lists. Now, in order to really understand it, first of all, one should understand the concepts of variables. So a variable in any programming language is a named piece of computer memory containing some information inside, and you should have the definition memorized. So here is your container, and here is something inside it, the number 5. Remember, this container is a piece of computer memory which is named, and we name it, say, bananas, and bananas is equal to 5, we say. Now, here we have 4 different variables: A equals 12, B equals 99.3, C equals apples, D equals 0101 2099, meaning 1st of January 2099. A, B and C are all variables. The variables are all hold different types. A is equal to 12 and is an integer. B is equal to 99.3 and is a float. C holds a string apples. And D holds a date 01/01/2099. So here are different data types: integer, float, we could equally say decimal, string, date. Now note that all these variables are independent of each other. They're all separate pieces of information, and there is nothing to suggest that they are related to each other. In fact, they are probably not related to each other. But there are instances when there may be relationships between different data items, and in that case you would want to form something called data structures which hold the information, and data structures recognize the relationship between data items. So let us look at an example of what we actually mean by data structure. How can you represent the average temperature in the first 5 days of July? Answer, or one answer, would be via a one-dimensional array or a list. Let's look at a list. Temperature, the name of the list or the one-dimensional array, equals, and it contains 20, 23, 30, 25, 28. So you can see all this information is held in a list, which is called temperature. Now, if you wanted to access different items or different elements in the list, how would you go about it? Well, you'd say print temperature 0 and the output is 20. Print temperature 1 and the output is 23. So here we are accessing different items or different elements within the list. And so on. So print temperature 3 would be 0, 1, 2, 3 would be the output 25. Now 0 and 1 are known as indexes. And note in this example, we start indexing from 0. We're referencing Python, and Python is a zero-based language, therefore we start indexing from 0. So this is temperature 0, temperature 1, temperature 2, temperature 3, temperature 4. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you will realise we're talking about the first 5 days of July. So 20 refers to the average temperature on the 1st of July. 23 represents the average temperature on the 2nd of July. 30 is the average temperature on the 3rd of July. 25, average temperature on the 4th, and 28, the average temperature on the 5th. But there is nothing in this representation here which tells us which day in July these temperatures refer to. And in fact, there are other data structures which would include this information. But nevertheless, lists or 1D arrays are used in this manner, and they can be quite helpful. So a list is a data structure, and a data structure, it can be thought of as an extension concept to variables. And examples of data structures include 1D array or lists. Now, although not covered in this video here, just for your information, we would like to tell you there are also 2D arrays or lists of lists as they are known in Python. There are other data structures called records, and records in fact cannot be implemented in Python, but in various GCSE syllabuses you do have to know about records, so it is here just for the sake of completeness. And there are other data structures apart from this, but these are quite common ones. So as mentioned, a data structure is a collection of data values. Now let us look at some code involving lists or arrays in Python. Now this statement here says marks equals open square brackets, close square brackets. And what this is doing, it is creating an empty list called marks. Now if we say print marks, we see there is nothing in the list. Now let's add some information to the list. Marks.append 88, print marks. And in the marks list, it has got the value 88. So we have inserted the value 88. Then we say marks.append 99, print marks. And we have in the list the numbers 88 and 99. We've just added the value 99 and 88 was already there. Then we say marks.append 100, print marks. And now we have 3 elements in this list, 88, 99, and we have just added 100. Okay, let us look at some more code involving lists. And this code is written in the Python idle shell. The first statement, temp equals open square brackets 19, 20, 21, close square brackets. So this is forming a list called temp, and inside the list there are 3 elements, 19, 20 and 21. If we print temp, we are printing the contents of the list here. We get 19, 20, 21. Now if we want to know what the first element of the list is, we say print temp 0, and in Python we have a zero-based language, so print temp 0 will give us 19, the first element in the list. If we want to add something to the list, so we're performing an operation of adding, and we can add to the end of the list, we say temp.append 22, print temp, and we get 19, 20, 21, and it's added 22 to the end of the list. Now another operation we can perform to the list is that we can add to the list, but we can basically insert anywhere we wish. So let's say we have temp.insert 2, 23, So at position 2, we will insert the number 23. And if we print temp, we now get 19, 20, 23, 21, 22. We see that 23 is at position 2, 0, 1, 2. Now, we can perform another operation, which is deleting a particular item or element from a list. And we have, say, the command del temp 0. So we expect the 19 to be deleted. So when we print the temp list is printed out again without the 19, 20, 23, 21, 22. Now, we can reference individual items in the list using a loop. For j in temp, print j. So we get the list printed out like this, 20, 23, 21, 22. What's happening here? For j in temp, so it takes the first value, 19, and it prints it. 20 rather, and it prints it. The second value, 23, and it prints it. The third value, 21, and it prints it. Fourth value, 22, and it prints it. Now, we may want to know the length of the list, i.e. how many items. In that case, we'll say x equals len temp, and we expect 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we print x, we get 4. Now we may want to sum the values in the list. So we may want the sum of 20 plus 23 plus 21 plus 22. And we'll say summation equals sum temp. And if we print summation, we get 86. We may want to pop an item. Pop an item means take this last one out. So if we say temp.pop, and out comes 22. So we may want to do some things with this item here. We may want to find the maximum value in the list. So we'll say maximum equals max temp, print maximum, we get 23, and that is the maximum value there. We may want the minimum. Minimum equals min temp, print minimum, and we get 20. So for number 32, write a program which writes a random name generator that 1. Asks the user to input 5 names, 2. Stores these 5 names in an array, and 3. Outputs the 5 names one at a time at random. Okay, here is a solution for number 32. So let's just look at the output first. Names equals open square brackets, close square brackets, which means it's defined a list called names, which is first of all empty. Then it says enter name, we've put Alice. Enter name, we've put Bob. Enter name, we have put Kevin. Enter name, we have put Jane. Enter name, we have put Jenny. Then it's got names, Alice, Bob, Kevin, Jane, Jenny. So we've populated this empty list with all the names, and we've outputted or displayed the contents of the list. Then we have generated a random number, which is 0, and then it says name is Alice, and names 0 is Alice, so it's printed the name associated with the index 0 of names. So how did we get this output? Well, first of all, we have import random. Now, import random is kind of needed later on. If we want to generate a random number, then we have to have this statement import random, and we will see where we generate a random number later on. Then we define an empty list called names. So names equals open square brackets, close square brackets. Print in the contents of the name, print names. So the contents are here, names, nothing in this list. Enter in 5 names and putting them into the list of names. So for J in range 1 to 6, the first value of J is 1. It says name underscore enter equals input enter name. So we've got enter name, we've put Alice. So name underscore enter is equal to Alice. Then it's names dot append name underscore enter. So it adds Alice to the list. Then it goes round again, and J is 2. And it says enter name underscore enter equals enter input enter name. Enter name, we put Bob. So name enter is equal to Bob. Names dot append name enter. So we add Bob to the list. We go around again. J is 3. We enter the name Kevin. Name enter is equal to Kevin. And names dot append. So we put Kevin, add Kevin to the list. Go around again, we add Jane to the list. Go round again, we put Jenny to the list. Then it says print \n, meaning skip a line when it prints, and then prints the contents of the names. Print names. So it's names, and it's printed the contents of the list names: Alice, Bob, Kevin, Jane, Jenny. Then it has generated a random number between 0 and 5, and this statement is num equals random.randin 0, 5. And this is why we needed the import random statement before, because this statement and this statement operate together. Well worth sort of memorizing these statements. And it says print random number generated is num, and it's generated 0 randomly, so it's printed 0. And then it displays the name associated with the number, so it says print name is names num, name num is name Alice, so it's printed Alice. If the random number generated was 3, it would print the name as Jane. For number 33, write a program that allows the user to create and store a checklist for a holiday. It should 1. Ask the user for the destination of the holiday. 2. Ask the user how many objects they need to pack. 3. Ask the user how many tasks they need to complete to prepare. The user should then be able to enter each item they need to pack and each task they need to complete. Here is the output, and the output is in the file holiday.txt. The destination we said was Rome. We said we wanted 2 items to be packed, and we typed in plane ticket and toothpaste as the 2 items to be packed. We said we wanted 3 tasks, and the names of the tasks are buy plane ticket, buy toothpaste, and buy padlock. So how did we produce this output? Okay, here is a solution for number 33. And as we mentioned, a file was formed, and we've just seen that file. And in order to get that file, this program is run and you get this output. So you get enter the name of the destination of the holiday. We've typed in Rome. Enter the number of items you need to pack. 2. Enter the number of tasks you need to prepare for the holiday. We've typed in 3. Enter the name of the item. Plane ticket. Enter the name of the item. Toothpaste. We said we wanted 2 items. Then it says the items you need to pack are plane ticket and toothpaste. Then it asks you about the tasks there. We want to enter 3 tasks. Enter the name of the task, buy plane ticket. Enter the name of the task, buy toothpaste. Enter the name of the task, buy padlock. Then it says the items you need to pack are buy plane ticket, buy toothpaste, buy padlock, and the information has been written to the file holiday.txt as we saw earlier. So how do we get from this code here to here and then to the file holiday.txt? So what do? We define a empty list or array called pack list. And eventually the items that we want to pack are in this pack list. Then we define an empty list called tasks, and eventually the tasks that you want to do are in this list. And then you have this particular program will have two functions, and the first function is information enter. And what happens in this information enter is that it allows you to enter information. So it says name equals import, enter the name of the destination of the holiday. You've typed in Rome, so name is equal to Rome. Number of items equals int input, enter number of items you need to pack. You've typed in 2, so num items equals 2. Num task equals int input, enter the number of tasks you need to prepare for the holiday. You've entered 3, so num tasks equals 3. Then this loop here allows you to enter the names of the item and it stores it into the list. So let's go. For j in range 0 to number of items, 0 to 2 in this case, item enter equals input enter name of item. So you've typed in plane ticket here, and then it says pack list dot append item enter. So to this list, this empty list here, it's added the item that you've entered, plane ticket. Then it goes around the loop again, and j is 1. Item enter equals input enter name of the item. You've typed in toothpaste, pack list dot append item enter. So you've put in toothpaste and it adds toothpaste to the list of pack list. Then it says print the items you need to pack are, and it prints the contents of pack list, which are now plane ticket and toothpaste. Note here, before it was empty. Then this loop here, you go around this loop and you enter the names of the tasks, and it then adds the names of the tasks individually to the list tasks. So for k in range 0 to 3, task enter equals enter the name of the task. You type in buy plane ticket and it adds this buy plane ticket to the list tasks via the statement task.append task enter. Goes around the loop again. K is now 1 and it says task enter equals input enter the name of the task, and you type in buy toothpaste. Task.append task enter adds buy toothpaste to the list tasks. And you go around a final time where K is 2, task enter, input enter the name of the task. You type in buy padlock, and task.append task enter puts buy padlock to the list tasks. Then you print the items you need to pack are, and it prints the contents of the list tasks. So it says the items you need to pack are, and the contents of the list task are buy plane ticket, buy toothpaste, buy padlock. And then it says information has been written to the file holiday.txt. So what happens here? Okay, you get file write, name, pack list, tasks. What it is doing, it's calling the function file write. So this is the function file write, and it's passing in the values for name, pack list, and tasks. So name is Rome, so destination becomes equal to Rome. Now pack list is a list. You can also pass in a list. So items packed becomes packed list, and tasks is also a list, and here it's known as task to do. So it types in a sort of single variable name, and then it passes in two lists here. Then it says file name dot equals holiday.txt with open file name. So it opens holiday.txt and creates it. A means you can write and append to it as F. Here afterwards, the file holiday.txt is referred to as f. So f.write, new line, \n, destination, plus destination. So it writes destination Rome to the file. And then f.write, items packed, it writes items packed. And then here, this loop here for item in items packed, f.write, \n, item, what it does, it reads all the contents of the list, items packed, and it writes the contents one by one to the file. And then f.write, names of tasks, it writes names of tasks to the file. And then for item in task to do, f.write, \n, item, what it does, it goes around this loop and it reads all the contents of the list of tasks to do by plane ticket, I can't remember now, buy toothpaste and one other, and it writes the individual items to the file, and f.close, then it closes the file. So file write is all about writing to the file, and it's called within the previous function, information enter. So to get all this program running, we have this statement here, information enter, and what that does is starts off this function running here, and then within that function it asks you to run the function file write. Okay, you may need to go over this to understand it better.